Hi, thanks for taking some time to watch this week's update video. It's so good to see you. I hope you had a wonderful week. If you're watching this video on Friday, January 20th, today is the annual March for Life in Washington, D.C. The March for Life takes place every year in order to witness to the value and dignity of human life and to lobby our legislators. It continues even after the overturning of the unjust Roe versus Wade Supreme Court decision, which had allowed abortion on a federal level up until the moment of birth in our country. The Dobbs case returned that back to the states, for each state to decide how to handle that particular issue. So the march continues. Now we have to very much lobby at our legislative level, both at the federal government level and also at the state level, for the protection of human life. I don't know if you're aware, but the state of Maryland actually permits abortion up until the moment of birth. Recently, I believe it was last year, changed the law to allow non-physicians to perform abortion. So physician's assistants, nurse practitioners, nurses, folks like that. And just yesterday, our new governor released a lot of money from the state in order to start training those folks in order to perform that procedure. So it's a rather unfortunate beginning for our new governor. So the state level is very much where this particular witness and battle has gone to. But the march continues in Washington today. Here at St. Mark, we have Adoration of the Blessed Sacrament, as we do every Friday in the chapel. And today, in a particular way, if you'd like to stop by, I hope you might pray for those who are marching in Washington, pray for the protection of human life, and especially in our state of Maryland. In these Sundays before the season of Lent begins, we're hearing from St. Matthew's Gospel from the very beginning of Jesus' public ministry. Today, this Sunday, we hear that he goes to the city of Capernaum, and Capernaum is in the tribal lands of Zebulun and Naphtali. Now, that might not mean too much to us, but Matthew's original audience would have recognized those names. They're two of the original 12 tribes of Israel, the two northernmost tribes. And they were part of the northern tribes that were taken off into captivity, into exile, never to be heard from again. And that exile happened because of their unfaithfulness to God. They began worshiping pagan idols and intermixing with their Gentile neighbors, and eventually they're just wiped off the face of the earth. So Jesus goes into that tribal area where there's kind of a mixed group of people living, some Jews, some Gentiles, some kind of mix of the both, and he goes to Capernaum. And we hear from the prophet Isaiah, the famous first reading this Sunday, is that he says that the people who live in the lands of Zebulun and Naphtali, that a light will shine on them, that joy will come back to them. And so Jesus goes off to begin his public ministry in these places for that very specific reason. And we see in that the fulfillment of Isaiah's prophecy that light and joy are now shining on these people. And it's there that Jesus calls his first apostles, the first to follow after him, and it will be their task to learn from him and then go out to continue Jesus' ministry, literally to the whole world, to bring people into the new people of God, into relationship with him. So it's very interesting how even just this beginning of Jesus' public ministry is so packed full of meaning for us and also for our lives, that God is calling us into relationship with him constantly. So we'll be staying with the Lord and his apostles at this kind of beginning part of his public ministry in these Sundays before Lent. Speaking of Lent, Ash Wednesday is just about a month away. It's February 22nd. So it will be here before you know it. So now's the time to start thinking about what Lent is going to look like for you. And this year, we would like to invite you to participate in a program based on the book by Father John Burns called Return. Return is a journal, a Lenten journal, to help you dive deeper into the season of Lent. If you participated in the Adore program during Advent, it's very much the same. We're offering books that have reflections for each day of Lent. I'll be sending out special emails each week with video reflections to watch in addition to the reading the book Return. This season for Lent, we're offering small group opportunities if you'd like to come together in a small group to discuss and share what you're reading in the Return Journal. We're offering those groups during the season of Lent. So if you click on the link in today's email that I sent to you, you'll go to our website where you can sign up for your own Restore Journal, and if you'd like, to sign up for a small group. It's not required to sign up for a small group. You could go through this totally on your own. The groups are being offered on Monday evenings, and then I will be facilitating a group on Wednesday mornings following the daily Mass. Then there's a young adult group if you fall into that category, and then there's also a high school group if you have a high schooler or you're watching this as a high schooler. So I hope you consider participating in Return. Father John Burns, who wrote the book, has the video reflections, and they're very good and very practical. And I think you very much enjoy this journey during the season of Lent. So go ahead, sign up, and we'll be more than happy to get a book to you for Lent. Just a few more things going on. As we've been talking about, we have the Super Bowl Youth Ministry fundraiser for the tailgate kit, and the link is available in my email. And very special, next Sunday, the 29th of January, at the 11 o'clock Mass, we're going to be visited by our friends from St. Peter Claver Church in West Baltimore. You may be aware that we've been sharing a partnership with the folks from St. Peter Claver. This was very much started by Deacon Marty. He had a desire to get a relationship up with a city parish, and it was Bishop Madden who originally suggested that we work with St. Peter Claver. And we've had many interactions with them over the last probably almost 2 years now, where folks from St. Peter's have come here, and we've sent folks down to St. Peter's to help them with various outreach ministries that they have. And this is the first time that they will be coming here on a Sunday. They're bringing a number of members from their youth group who will be interacting with kids from our youth group. And while they're doing that, the adults will be getting together for lunch to talk about our shared ministry. So that will be happening at the 11 o'clock Mass on the 29th. Father Francis, who is the pastor of St. Peter's, will be preaching. I will be the main celebrant of the Mass. So I'm very much looking forward to it as an opportunity for our two communities to come together and to worship as one. Also on the 29th, at following the 9 o'clock Mass, the Knights of Columbus from our Bel Air Council will be offering a Fifth Sunday Communion breakfast. If you were at the last one that they did, it was a really great meal. I hope if you're at the 9 o'clock Mass this coming Sunday, the 29th, actually next Sunday, the 29th, you might stop by for a breakfast after Mass. Thanks for taking some time to watch this video. It's a little bit longer than usual. Thanks for persevering through. Have a wonderful day and a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you at Mass.